come on now. Have you not seen Netflix lately? All the true crime docs and the murder mystery series? They love what I'm presenting today. Oh, come on now. Let's let them decide. Oh, my, is this thing on? Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, well, now you're here, and since you've stuck around this long, you might have heard it and liked what I was talking about just then. I'm presenting to you today an entire series on true crime and murder mystery books that you might enjoy. I have carefully and meticulously selected these titles just for you, and they come from a broad spectrum of different titles. These titles, some of them are based on true events of the recent past, events that might still be happening, and definitely events that are going on around the world. This series in particular, I have titled The Gone Girls and the Lost Boys. I hope you enjoy these selections. Our first mystery title of the series is the award-winning title Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. But isn't that title a little weird? Isn't Monday just a day of the week? I mean, and what does the title mean by Monday's Not Coming? Well, in this title, Monday is so much more than just a day. In fact, Monday Charles is a very real, young, teenage girl, and she's missing on the streets of modern DC and has been missing for months. What's really weird about all of this is that, besides our main character Claudia, no one really seems to care that she's gone. Not the police, not the school, not the administrators, not her friends, not her own parents, not Monday's mother, and not even Monday's own sister, April, seem to care that Monday has seemingly disappeared off the face of the planet. So, we need to back up just a second. Why does Claudia care so much that Monday is gone in the first place and nobody else seems to? Well, to Claudia, Monday is her best friend, and I mean best friend. They are tight. They have been together since they were babies. Tight best friends. They spent every moment of their childhood together, playing with dolls, dreaming about the future and college applications. They dreamt about boys and getting boyfriends together. Until one day, Monday just ghosted her. One day, Monday just didn't show up to school, didn't answer the telephone, and nobody seemed to care that she was gone. After a few days, maybe Monday was just sick. After a few weeks, maybe she was in the hospital and her parents were just traumatized and not being helpful. After a few months, Claudia begins to suspect that something is really wrong with Monday. And when she goes to the police, they seem to be completely unhelpful and think she's possibly even lying to them. As you read this story, you will dive into the events, life, and friendship of Claudia and Monday, and everything that led up to the disappearance of Monday Charles. There will be bouts of romance, jealousy, secrets, and conflict as Claudia doubts herself and her close friendship with Monday. She may even be forced to consider that Monday may hate her so much after everything that Claudia has done, because some friendships can become too close for comfort. And would Monday really, truly ignore Claudia without explanation? They've been friends since forever. But maybe what Claudia did to Monday and the rumors that built from around it in the school were really just that bad. Maybe Monday's been building secrets that were just too much for her to bear any longer. Only you will be able to figure out why Monday's disappearance is not the buzz of the town, and why no one but Claudia seems to care about her best friend who has vanished in Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. For our next title, are you into traveling the globe, being on the hunt for clues, and solving potential murders? Then you will be really intrigued by our next title, Patron Saints of Nothing by Ribay, a National Book Awards finalist and it is one of the best books in its class, with its intriguing story of truth, lies, and murder. In this title, we follow the intriguing Jay Rogario, an American-born teen with a Filipino heritage, on his journey to find out what truly happened to his cousin June after his uncle claims he died in the ongoing war on drugs that is taking place in the Philippines, and one that happens to still be going on today. However, Jay believes this is absolutely impossible. He had been written so many letters by June when he was a kid. June never mentioned doing things like drugs or being even remotely interested in such a thing. June seemed to always be such an incredible student, a good son, and how could he have been killed in the war on drugs? There must be a mistake. Someone has to be lying. And maybe it was someone else. Maybe June isn't even dead. Maybe it was a misidentification. Regardless of if anyone is lying, Jay is soon contacted by a mysterious Instagram account which has pictures of a much older June than what Jay remembers, but he still recognizes him. While trying to speak more to this mysterious person online, this person gives him information about wrongful deaths in the Philippines over the war on drugs. Regardless of how June might have died, this account convinces him to convince his parents to let him go to the Philippines over his spring break of his senior year in high school. While in the Philippines, Jay is determined to search for evidence that will prove that June is either alive or was wrongfully killed by the police. However, this isn't an easy road, as he is dropped into a religious and historical culture that he thought he knew, but quickly finds out that he knows absolutely nothing about. Along his journey for answers about June, he makes unlikely and surprising allies and discoveries about himself and his lost Filipino heritage along the way. Jay learns quickly that not everything is as it seems, that everyone around him seems to be lying. The president, the news media, the locals, and even his uncle feel like they're all sugarcoating or hiding ugly truths in order to live in their more beautiful lies. Want to know what really happened to our lost boy June, though? Well, there's only one way to figure that out. You must solve that old mystery by yourself by picking up Patron Saints of Nothing by Ribay. Our final title of this mystery series is the Edgar Award-winning title, Sadie by Courtney Summers. Sadie's little sister is dead. There's no question about that. But there's been no justice for her poor little sister, Maddie, who was found dead in Cold Creek, Colorado, with a population of only 800 people. And Sadie thinks she knows exactly who the culprit really is, even though the police think this is just another cold case. In this book, we follow Sadie on her journey of revenge, and a serial podcast which follows her trail, searching for hints of Sadie, as Sadie searches for her sister's killer. But I digress. Once again, we must back up, because things weren't always like this in Cold Creek, Colorado. But what was always different was Sadie and Maddie. Sadie Hunter had always taken care of Maddie, her little half-sister. Their mom had always had more boyfriends than they could count on all their fingers and toes. And Sadie always felt like she could never speak up for herself correctly, as she struggles to get any words out with her stutter. Sadie believes that even if Maddie isn't fully related to her by blood, that what little blood they do share is much thicker than water. So, when Maddie is found brutally murdered, Sadie felt it was her responsibility to track down Maddie's killer when her mom was disinterested and the police couldn't find any leads. But finding a killer is no easy task. Sadie knows that she will probably have to face a lot of trials and turmoil before she will be able to find her true sister's killer and take her revenge properly. However, this isn't the end of the story. While Sadie is embarking on her journey, a podcaster and popular radio host, Wes McCrae, picks up the story of a young girl who's murdered and her older sister who went missing shortly after in the Midwest while he was at a truck stop. And while he believes this most definitely is not the direction to take his next story for his radio show, he starts to slowly believe that there is so much more to this story. And once he finds the clues and digs a little deeper, he would find, well, you'll just have to read the book to know that. All you need to know for now is that what he found made him scramble for every detail of Sadie that he could find, in hopes that he would find her before it was too late. However, I must get serious for a moment. This is a fair warning for this book. This book is not for everyone. It does contain strong language, themes of sex, sexual abuse, underage drinking, pedophilia, and drug use. If you do not personally feel okay with reading about these topics, it is completely understandable. However, this is just a disclaimer to this book, as murder mysteries often come with much darker themes than just the death of someone the narrator knew or wants justice for. Nonetheless, back to Sadie. The ending of this title is one that is gut-wrenching, heart-stopping, edge-of-your-seat sitting, and twisted to the core. Will Wes McCrae, the popular radio host, find Sadie before it's too late? Will Sadie finally get justice for Maddie? Or will Sadie perish before she finds the killer? Find out what really happens to Sadie on her hunt for her sister Maddie's killer in the book Sadie by Courtney Summers. As you have seen today, the titles that we have presented are not exactly Nancy Drew. They are tales of death, sometimes abuse, and almost always an inner darkness. So, my caution to you is that while many new mysteries are dark and hold many secrets that you may not be ready to explore, you should still take the chance and explore them if you're curious enough and mentally prepared enough for these titles. I highly encourage you to take the chance to embrace these titles and try them out. You may find yourself empathizing with the character, or even comparing points of your own life to that of the characters in the books. You can learn in any book, not just textbooks. So take on new perspectives and try finding out what happened to A Missing Girl in Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson, A Lost Boy in Patron Saints of Nothing by Ribay, and A Dead Girl and a Gone Girl in Sadie by Courtney Summers. That is what I leave you with today, and I hope these titles will bring you something new, thought-provoking, and brand new perspectives into your lives.